Is the stream on? Oh, okay. Welcome to What the Duck. God damn it. The first episode from Moonduck Studios. It's a bloody disaster out of the gate, boys. We got to recover. We got to farm deep. My God. So welcome. Here we are. We've got our first round of guests. I'm Zyori. I'm hosting it up. We've got SUNSfan, SLacks, ODPixel, and syndereN. Boys, what's the good word here on this fine Thursday afternoon?
It's not afternoon. It's actually 7 in the morning. Thank you. Thank you so much, Zyori.
Yeah, we've got our European division, our North American division. Unfortunately, our North American division lives far away from Europe as possible, so you did this to yourself, honestly, Shannon.
True story.
Yep.
Flax, how are you? You're looking bright.
Yeah, I actually got the times wrong. I thought we started 2 hours ago, so doing great. Per the usual. Why can't there just be one time zone? Sometimes I wish that somebody took over the world just to make the time zones just one. Just one.
Well, you know, China's working on that. They only have one time zone, so you could just head over there, Slacks. Maybe that's where we need to relocate the whole company to.
Yeah, that'd be great. China's a real hot ticket right now these days.
The China satellite. ODPixel, what's up, man?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to today. It's gonna be a long day. I'm sure things will go smoothly, but if the start is anything to go by, there may be a few hiccups, but we'll get there in the end. But podcast, tournament, it's all going on. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's a big day. We've got elimination mode coming up. We're not going to talk about elimination mode too much in our podcast here because we have a whole pre-show before the first match actually starts. We're going to talk about everything elimination mode related. Last but certainly not least, though, syndereN, how are you, sir? The busy man. All over the place. You're just at Red Bull.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. Danish TV is taking up a lot of time, like you said, Red Bull, and then Danish TV again. So I just got home, was that 2 hours ago? Or 1.5? Went shopping, took a shower, read up on stuff, and ready to go. So busy, but it's the good kind of busy. So
the good kind of busy. Is there any other kind? I guess. Guys,
I'm
actually at Inferno Online. I'm in the NIP Counter-Strike official practice room. They were here, and we said, listen, fellas, you got to get the fuck out because we're about to do a Moonduck Studios podcast. And they stepped off. It was pretty cool. No, it's awesome.
That sounds very believable.
Who would have guessed, huh? No, it's really cool. We got this whole little, this special room in here. It's pretty awesome, I have to admit. I feel really official. I just walked up and said, hey, boys, give me the biggest one in the back.
That's what she said. Okay, good.
Hey, boys, give me the biggest one in the back. Here we go. Welcome to the
innuendo of today. Absolutely.
Well done, Slacks. Thank you. Great bait. Okay, so what are we talking about, guys? I went through trying to find some talking points for this week. I went back like 3 weeks, and honestly, all of the news is bitching about Reborn. That's pretty much what we've accomplished.
Fuck Reborn,
since the shuffle. So I think we need to dedicate the first 45 to 50 minutes of this podcast to talk about our Reborn experiences. In all seriousness, has anyone had fun playing Reborn yet? Is anyone?
I'm the only one who hasn't even played Dota since it came out.
Jesus.
I literally have not played one game.
Keep to yourself, you son of a bitch.
What?
The bitch.
You're casting our opening series of Dota.
What does that have to do with playing Dota?
Whatever, Toby-Wan, relax.
Well, I mean, I've played the.
I've been playing a lot of CS:GO lately.
Yeah, CS:GO. It is Source 2. No, not really. I think. Well, you guys can talk about the rage, and I'll talk about the other side of things. I guess. I'll be the devil's advocate.
What is the other side of things? All the positive things about Reborn?
Well, no. I think it's more they kind of had to come out with it, right? If they didn't come out with it now, it was going to take it. Like, first of all, it was supposed to come out in, like, February. You guys remember that? Like, it's just been delayed endlessly, and they kind of just need to, like, vomit it out there so that they can get all the bugs worked out before the next major. Otherwise, it would take until, I don't know. I'd be worried they even wouldn't be able to make it for TI again, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it takes a long time to fix these bugs. But you have to put up with this crap for, like, 2 weeks, and then you'll be good.
No, it's true. I mean, you have to expect there to be some bugs, but I mean, not being able to move your hero is about as game-breaking as it gets. You know, there's.
That's
no, what's up with that? People can't move their heroes. That happened to me once. I got too close to an effigy of Lifestealer. It looked like he was humping, and then I stepped in front of it and I couldn't move, and it was the scariest like 10 minutes of my life. Is that like you can't move on the map, or what's the deal?
It never happened to me. It didn't happen in any of the games I played, but it was a short-lived bug. They patched it pretty fast. They took down matchmaking temporarily, but did it happen to either of you? Sind, Owen? Have you been fiending the pubs?
I've not had an issue with Reborn, to be fair. I must be one of the rare few, but I've been loving, the custom games and stuff, getting on that. I think it's good how quickly Valve seem to be responding to a lot of the issues. I mean, we see like a thread come up on the front page of Reddit one day, then the next day we're seeing patch fixes that address that. So I think, as you said, with something new, there's always going to be issues. But the fact that it's being cleaned up pretty quickly, I'd like to think that in a few weeks, maybe a month or so, at least by the time the next major comes around, we're going to be pretty safe in the fact that there's not going to be any kind of major bugs coming up. I think they'll be keeping on top of it.
Can we address what the heck's going on with Slacks' face right now?
There is a naked woman in my room. Baby, you gotta get out of here.
Nice.
Crawling on the ground because she found out the webcam was on. You almost all got flashed. I told her 100 times.
Why would you?
Welcome to Moonduck. Here's our official.
Welcome to Moonduck. This stream has been taken down due to nudity. So great tournament, guys. Really well done.
Welcome to our talk show.
Walked in the room naked with a pug. Welcome to my life. Anyway.
Okay.
Reborn
so one
sucks.
cool thing about Reborn, though, the treasures look cool. When you open the treasures, all the heroes spin around Mario Party style. That's pretty neat. Shannon, I know you were a big fan of that feature.
I only saw a video. I haven't actually gotten to experience it myself, but it does feel like it takes a long time to open a chest now, but we'll see. I can't speak firsthand yet, so I'll reserve my judgment.
Don't worry, it's one of those things that there is a skip button. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. You can just open it straight away, so you can avoid it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to Reborn, like all of those really critical bugs, they got fixed within absolutely tops a day, right? So the freezing thing, we had a pretty unfortunate problem on the day Reborn was launched, because fortunately for us, our second broadcast day for Danish TV on the Wednesday was when Reborn became the standard client, and there was just a really weird bug when you were observing, where when you clicked stuff, sometimes the game would just crash, or even when you were just watching, when you were trying to watch. I think that got fixed within the day. I was lucky enough, I guess, to not play during the time when your hero would freeze and just lock, but like all of those really critical bugs get fixed super fast, so I like to think of it as an investment, where right now we're suffering a little bit, and then in the long run it's going to be worth it, because the client has a lot more potential than the old one. So
we have 5 people on here and nobody's raging.
I'm raging. I'm waiting. You guys
okay,
can let me
Slacks,
rage.
please.
Fuck Reborn.
Jesus.
Okay, Reborn sucks.
You're an animal.
No, it's horrible. I mean, okay, they put in all these like new weird juke spots and trees. I know you guys don't actually play the game, but I'm in there in the trenches every day. I'm just walking around. People are just like going in random places. Why did they change the map for Reborn? Why? Why would you do that? Just keep it exactly the same. Put a graphical update. No, you don't do that. I don't know if you guys.
Well, they had to build it from the ground
Slacks,
up.
Doesn't this add to the skill cap? It keeps the game fresh.
I'm horrible. I don't need more.
Skill cap doesn't matter for Slacks, I think.
It's taken me 3 years to get mediocre at this game. I don't need any more skill cap, please. Have you guys seen like fucking Storm Spirit? If it uses
you play techies like every other game.
Why do you actually care about new juking spots?
You play Minesweeper, for God's sake.
It's
need to know the
an advantage for you that there's more juking spots. Then you can hide your fucking stupid mines in more places.
Okay, have you seen Storm Spirit or Ember Spirit? When they use a skill, they just turn into like this giant ball of you don't even know what the hell's going on. I was playing against an Omni Knight Storm. He was repelled the entire time. I had no idea. I can't see shit.
All right,
but you guys are right.
Let me ask you this. Did you love in Source 1 when the games went long and the world would start falling apart?
Yes! I thought that was sick!
How can you love that? How can you love that and then not love that Storm just turns into like a ball of lightning constantly?
Because that happens like every game, but with the kind of the map breaking, it's such a rare thing, for a game.
You know how it happened in Source 1, right? What caused it?
It's when the numbers, something to do with the numbers or something like a limitation?
Yeah, so it was it's a bug that they knew for a long time, but they chose not to fix it because people liked it. So the way it worked is that there's a table with like particles, and especially when there are some heroes in the game that just create way more particles than others. And number 1 is Darkseer, because Iron Shell is just like a constant effect that's running with lots of particles. So it fills out the table a lot faster than other heroes. And when the table was filled out, it would start just drawing random effects where there was supposed to be particles. So that's why Darkseer suddenly had like fire coming out of his ass instead of an Iron Shell. And
it had nothing to do with the length of the game. It had to do with particles at a certain point in time.
Yeah, but of course, the longer the game is, the more likely it is that you fill out the table. So that's why all those marathon games eventually had the bug, because no matter what heroes were in the game, there were enough particles. But I actually had I had a game, I think, in Source 1 toward the end, where I played Darkseer and I got a pretty fast Octarine core or something. I think the world started falling apart before the hour, because I was just constantly running like Ion Shells, and I think we had a couple of other particle heroes. Because obviously you lower the cooldown.
It's like a race against the clock. You have this finite resource of particles. You're like every Ion Shell, you're thinking, I'm one step closer to my game falling apart. That adds a whole
I'm one step closer to my goal, is what.
That's awesome.
I think it's gone in Source 2. I'm pretty sure you can't do it anymore, but
they actually kept it on purpose.
They kept it on purpose, yeah. Because people thought it was fun. It created excitement whenever the world would fall apart. So.
I guess it is pretty exciting, to be fair.
Your point to convince me that Reborn is cool is you said the one cool thing that they had in Source 1, they deleted it for Reborn. That's the end of your fucking argument that Reborn is awesome? Yeah, they had this great thing, the community was really into it for years, and then
I was
they
asking
got rid
you why
of it.
you dislike. I was asking why do you dislike that Storm is a ball of lightning when you love the world falling apart? That's like a remnant of the good old days that you miss, and that's what you were complaining about.
Maybe at 7
You don't make sense, Slacks.
At minute 30, at minute 2, it's not very cool for me to see my world falling apart. I need a little bit more time in the world before everything goes to shit. Anyway.
So you would love for it to
does
be
run a lot better though. I've been playing on my laptop, and the whole thing, it's higher FPS. I don't get frame drops and stuff.
I've heard the opposite, but then again, I haven't played yet, so you know, for sure.
It varies. It depends on like your graphics cards. They're trying to optimize it for all setups, but obviously they can't test everything locally. So you need to bug report if you're getting like bad performance and if you can like isolate why it's happening.
Yeah, because I was having issues with Source 1 on my laptop where I would get frame drops during like team fights and stuff, and now that's totally gone. So I've had a pretty positive experience. I've only played like 10 games though, so I haven't had enough to get my hero stuck, I suppose.
Speaking of that, we need to play RNG, syndereN. That's why I haven't played. It's the only time I get to play Dota these days, you know?
So that's why you suck. Yeah, we do.
It's actually the reason.
Reborn also broke Fails of the Week. That's dead now.
Oh, why? Shit, I forgot about that show. What happened to that show?
We can't access the replays anymore. The replay system's effed. And from a streamer's point of view, Reborn sucks too. My guilds are gone. I can't contact my viewers
anymore. I will say that that is probably the #1 thing for professional players and then content creators is the replay system is just fucked hard.
So can you not access replays at all? I don't even know how people are going to watch our games for elimination mode, given that we don't have a ticket. Is it possible?
I'm pretty sure you can watch. I mean, well, this part aside, because there's no ticket or anything, but you should be able to watch Source 2 replays. But I'm talking about old replays.
Okay,
like,
so you can't watch
right
Source
now,
1 shit.
Like, I think there might be a workaround of some sort that I don't really know about. I think it's technically possible, but there's no easy way to do it. And I think that was the one thing that they should have looked into before, vomiting the Source 2. I like how I call it the launch of Source 2, the vomit. But
what does this mean for Noob from UA? Is he gonna be all right?
The vomiting.
Yeah, he just takes stuff from streams. It's no big deal. It doesn't need replays, right?
Did you ask for permission to use his name on this podcast?
OD, what's up, dude? Are you
chilling?
Chilling?
I think the whole Noob from UA thing. If we're going to talk about that, I think
no, we don't have to.
Oh, we not?
I'm just kidding.
We can. No. Next to it on the document because I wasn't.
This sounds
sure
really interesting. We haven't. I haven't heard enough about this. I think.
Please sounds like Owen has something to add to the conversation.
One comment, Owen.
My only comment was I think it's the law and such, and it's fair to make the points that people have made. I feel it's a little bit unfair to just make them about Noob from UA all the time because a lot of people do it, and it's just because obviously certain people have mentioned his name that people are just kind of putting him up as like the poster boy of.
How dare you be reasonable and logical in your argumentation? That is not.
Shut up, OD.
You missed how things work. I think.
I mean, some of it was his defense. To be fair, that whole plastering "I'm sorry" over everything came off as a little.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
So what's the next topic, Slacks? What would you like to talk about, sir?
Slacks, do you think he was? Do you think Noob from UA was actually sorry, or do you think he was just saying it?
I actually am Noob from UA. So this is real awkward for me right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
No worries. Not the first time I came out.
Like how Slacks is trying to derail now.
No, I'm not derailing. Okay, next up. What are we talking about? ESL New York? Is that our next thing to
Smooth
talk
as
about?
fuck, dude.
For fuck's sake. Alright, Slacks, fine. We can talk about
You're
ESL
the
New York.
host.
So, ESL New
host.
York is exciting. You know, they Ninja announced who's going to be going. Somebody tweeted at me and said, hey, you're going to be in New York? I was like, maybe. Oh, it's public now? Yes, I'm going to be hosting. That's great. So Pimp Muckle's going. He's going to be doing the dedicated obs. I'm going to be hosting the desk.
Hey.
You know, Coddle Guy's going to be their stage host. That's pretty exciting. syndereN's not going. Equally exciting.
That's pretty exciting. Okay.
Jesus.
We've seen enough of that guy. Jesus. Sin, how come you're not going? Everybody was so sad. People tweeted at me more asking why you weren't going rather than congratulating me on going.
I'm
which
so
disturbed me
sorry.
a little bit.
Actually, that was a noob from UA. I'm sorry, that one.
Oh, God damn it.
But yeah, I'm busy with Danish TV, so I basically have other commitments that I have to do. It's not that I didn't want to do the event. I would have loved to be at ESL New York. I've been to all the previous ESL ones, I think, right? There's 2 Frankfurts and 1 New York that I was at.
I think so.
Yep.
I lost my streak, so that's unfortunate. But you
Yeah.
know, can't do everything at once.
All right,
so.
can we talk about something real quick? I don't want to change the subject too much. It's related to some degree,
Okay.
but can we talk about New York City itself and just being a complete shithole? Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh my fuck. Alright. Are you one of those idiots that thinks Times Square is equivalent to New York City?
No,
Because it's not.
no. Of course not. Of course not.
Times
I'm
Square
talking
is
about.
a shithole.
All right, when you're at ESL New York,
Yeah.
the event itself, I think it's awesome. When you step outside the doors, you want to kill yourself. I lived in the Middle East for 10 years. It is cleaner than that area of New York City. That area is absolutely filthy. And the rooms
That's
are
Times
astronomically
Square,
high in
dude.
price. You open the door, it literally hits the mattress of your bed. And it's supposed to be a high-class hotel. It's... that part of New York sucks. Sorry. Agreed?
Alright. Do you feel
Eh?
better now that you got that out?
Yeah, I actually do. Appreciate it.
You might be by yours. I mean, nobody thinks Times Square is nice. That's where all the people with fleas and nipples hanging out are trying to collect money from tourists. I mean, what do you want?
Oh, okay. I do like the dollar pizza slices though. Did you guys try
Yeah!
that? That was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Woo!
dirty food. I don't know what it is.
Dude, street meat's the best. That's the capital of street meat. I fucking loved it.
It's
went
a
out
good thing
and-
I wasn't
meat.
casting because that really gets to your gut too. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not planning on eating any of this street meat, as you call it, Slacks. That
Street meat's
sounds.
the shit.
But it's
Sounds
halal, Zyori.
I don't. What is that?
It's like cooked a
Is that like a
certain way.
shawarma?
No, halal is like. What is it exactly? It's like
Isn't
cooked a certain way for
halal? Isn't that
religious-
when you do something according to the
It's
law
like
of...
it's like kosher for Muslims, I think.
Oh.
That's what I think it is. It is a religious thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a
So
religious
now that
thing
we've-
where... Okay, I need to make sure I don't
Google
spew
it,
bullshit here,
I-
but I'm
send
pretty
it.
sure...
Google
I'm pretty sure halal is that it is... the animal is killed in accordance
A
with some
Muslim
sort of
butcher
regulations.
opened recently in our
think so.
neighborhood, and they sell halal meat. I wonder what that means. In
Permitted.
Arabic, it means permissible.
Someone in chat said permitted. Yes, I got it right. Woo!
Food is permissible according to Islamic law. Well, now that we know that,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, great. So, enough analysis.
So
on
shawarma
New
was
York.
close, Andrew. That's good.
No, it was not close at all, actually.
I know it wasn't.
I do love shawarma, though. We can talk about shawarma for a while if you want, Zyori.
Shawarma is incredible. You know, I had a shawarma-like thing in the Netherlands. That was exciting. It was
Didn't you have one
shawarma
when you were
without a
here?
bun. I did,
Okay.
and so that's how I knew that I liked it.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty nice. But there's still 2 qualifiers to go, though, for ESO. We still don't know the last 2 teams. We've got Secret VP, CDEC, EG, Vega, and Fnatic, and then a Chinese team and an American team to fill the final slots. How is that American qualifier going? Isn't it pretty close to the end?
Yep, it's the finals today, which actually we should maybe say ahead of time that we might
Yeah.
have to cut today's elimination mode a bit short. We might have to do
Yeah.
half the series now and then half the series tomorrow.
So it's Fire versus Complexity in the finals of the ESL America qualifier. It's a best of 5, and I think it's scheduled to start 2 hours after our best of 3 between those 2 teams starts in elimination mode. So we're going to see if we can get through it. If it ends up being a long series, then we're just going to go as far as we can, in the final game or final 2 games or whatever will be basically tomorrow added onto the schedule. So that is a good point. Thank you, Shannon. Let's talk about cosplayers a little bit. ESL
No.
seems to really like cosplayers.
That's all you fucking talk about, Zyori!
What are you
Who
talking
cares
about?
about cosplayers?
Slacks, they're the only people, like, there's a $5,000 cosplay competition. If you show up in costume, you get a free ticket to the event. That is pretty cool. No one else is doing that.
Yeah, you know who else does that? Clubs. You know, to get women to go. Free drinks. It's the same deal. We want hot ladies, $5,000, show up in your Queen of Pain costume.
Are you showing your sexist stripes here? Are you saying men can't cosplay?
I'm saying men can. They want hot men to come too.
I'm just an idiot.
No, they want hotties to come. It's a trap for hot people.
Wait, so you're saying cosplayers are strictly hot people?
Yeah.
I think you could dress up as a hot dog and get in for free, and then they would be super disappointed when you took your costume.
Doing it. No, I'm just kidding. I love cosplayers. Come on. That
was it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like
I did a 15-minute video about cosplayers at TI5. I love cosplayers. It was just a jab at you.
Where is it? I haven't seen it.
You just did that for the views. Oh, come on.
I did do that. Yeah. I hate them.
What a sellout.
No, I was just making a jab. If you guys haven't seen it on Zyori's YouTube, almost every video is a cos video.
Why does everybody make fun of me for doing cosplay content?
Nobody makes fun of you! I was explaining where the joke came from.
2 minutes ago.
There's two things in this world Zyori likes: advertising for Red Bull and cosplayers.
No, and he also likes those two leggings as well. Does that count as a cosplay?
3.
That could be considered a cosplay in some regions, I think.
Ladies, if you want to win Zyori's heart, show up in leggings in a cosplay drinking a Red Bull.
And then give them to him.
Then give them, yeah.
And make him wear
leggings.
Yeah. I think Laquanis thought the whole legging thing was like, oh, that's cool, he did it one time. And then I showed up at her house with 1 pair of jeans, 5 pairs of leggings, and 1 pair of shorts. We did laundry, put our clothes together, and she actually couldn't tell which leggings were hers and which leggings were mine.
Odie is so disgusted with you.
Hey, do you guys remember when you were making fun of me for wearing sandals?
Well, those are Jesus sandals. Those are still not in style, syndereN. I'm sorry.
Wait, weren't you wearing socks with your sandals? Because that's
no, I don't know where that meme came from. It's a shit meme that Blitz probably lied about and started. Like everything else he does. It was just a lie.
The sandals are the strap sandals, right?
Strap? What do you mean strap?
Like you have to strap them in.
You mean the Velcro ones?
Well, they don't have to be Velcro.
Velcro's the shit, dude. It's like the best.
That's even worse. Alright, the only sandals that are acceptable are flip-flops.
That's not a sandal.
Is it not?
Is it?
It's not
Does a flip-flop count as a sandal? Isn't it a flip-flop?
It is a subset of
flip-flop is not its own category, surely.
What happened to those shoes that lit up when you walked on them? I want them. Remember those?
They still make them, Slacks, just probably not in your size
for
because
adults?
they're for children.
If they weren't for children, they'd be huge. If they had adult light-up shit that like played dubstep every time you walked, patent pending, motherfuckers! Don't steal that. It's coming out. Slacks
you can't just say patent pending.
Yes,
like
you can. That's the point of patent pending. That's what it's all about.
That's like the episode of The Office when Michael just goes out and declares bankruptcy. You can't. Patent pending, bitches.
Every time you walk, you speed it up. Fuck you guys. Next topic, please.
Thanks, Slacks. That's great. Okay.
I love how Slacks is always the transition. He always makes it for us.
So
Thank you
speaking
so
of successful tournaments, who wants to talk about Gamers Paradise?
Oh, that was so awful.
That was sad. When I saw that update, I was like, hey,
Gamers Paradise
with all of our computers. I was just kind of like, really? That actually happens? Some guy just like, hey, there's like, 20 grand worth of gear in this truck. Why don't I just drive away with it and sell it? Is that what happened? Isn't that what Toby tweeted something about?
Supposedly it was only graphics cards.
It was only graphics cards. Okay.
Or something. I don't know.
I wish I was there because I have no idea what happened. I know they found out the hotel wasn't paid for properly, and then they had to collect everybody's passports, and police got involved.
What country was this again?
Slovenia, I think.
Slovenia.
Yeah.
Slovenia.
Eastern Europe. So they canceled the Dota 2 portion, but they still did the Counter-Strike portion, or at least part of it. I didn't watch it, but there was
I think you didn't miss a lot. You didn't miss a lot. I was watching. I think there was about a 12-hour delay on both days as well, and I literally kept the stream up, and it had this countdown timer, a bit like we did, but we did it as a joke. they literally kept resetting the countdown timer and pushing back these games that just never seemed to begin. And then when they did begin, there was a huge, just errors everywhere. I think it was Toby and some random lad sitting there talking about CSGO, and it cuts to the casters. You can't even hear them. Then he goes in-game, they're incredibly quiet. You can only hear the in-game sound. Everyone's like, oh, fantastic, we didn't want to hear the casters anyway. Then they have to go off for another 10 minutes whilst they fix it. Then they continue playing the games where you just hear the casters, and it's just showing rooms of this, you know, camera shots of this empty room. It was an absolute shit show. I don't even know. I don't know what was going on. It must have been just some cover-ups for some huge kind of drug trade or something, because
somebody needs to make a trailer for this tournament. I would love it. Slacks, that's you actually.
I already did that.
Like some epic hype trailer, and then just showing the empty room. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then just graphics cards laid out on the floor or something like.
Oh, dude, I gotta agree with you, dude. I think that it was a drug cover-up. That's my idea. Take the highest people in Dota, like highest, not like highest, but like, you know,
ballist?
Position highest, the ballist people in Dota and Counter-Strike. Give them a bunch of coke in the US, then send them over for a tournament. Tribute the cocaine, and then send them back. Who's gonna know? It was just, oh, the tournament failed, guys, sorry. And then everybody in the El Blanco Diablo has landed, everybody good.
It sounds like a plot for your new film trailer.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds okay.
Thank you.
God. All right, good theory, Slacks. So, moving on.
Slacks, who did 9/11?
Oh, my
God. Next!
Great segue, thank you.
Great segue.
Oh my. Okay, let's talk about teams a little bit. So, Shuffle, it just happened. We've got all sorts of new teams. Owie 2000 leaves Evil Geniuses. Digital Chaos makes a team. Team Secret has Eternal Envy on it. How have things landed in the Shuffle? Can we do like a little power ranking or something? Like, who are we thinking are the top teams right now? Maybe...
Am I allowed to talk in this?
Not DC.
Of course. What do you
Team
mean?
SUNSfan.
Oh, I feel like you know.
Team SUNSfan. Wow, Odie hasn't said anything for like 10 minutes.
Team SUNSfan's doing great, guys. You know. All right, I'll let you guys go first, and I'll talk about.
God, I'm good.
I feel like I should be last.
All right.
Please don't talk over each other. By all means.
Yeah.
Okay, syndereN, who do you think is the best team right now, based on the Dota you've watched?
In US?
No, in general.
Just in general? I don't know, because it's difficult to say when we haven't really seen much of EG. I guess on paper they're still the strongest team, I think.
Have we seen the new Secret at all?
No.
They
I don't
were going
think
to play
so.
Gamers Paradise, but it got canceled. That was going to be the first time.
debut right there.
Okay.
My personal... I think overall, in my opinion, that the Western scene has most likely gotten weaker from the Shuffle, but I'm gonna... You should always like keep an open mind and wait to see what happens with the teams. I just think if you look at the rosters on paper, they're probably, at least the majority of them, weaker than the rosters we had at TI5. And then the question is, how's that going to look for the majors? Because obviously they're going to stick together until that. Are we going to have a shuffle again afterwards? Most likely. How much is it going to be? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
the EU teams are in a weird spot.
Really,
we haven't really seen one pull ahead yet. You know, you've got the Monkey Business, the Monkey Freedom Fighters, the Five Jungs, and well, Alliance is sort of shuffled. They've just been looking weak in general. But I'm kind of curious to see which of those three teams, the two Monkeys and the Five Jungs, which one, if any of them, kind of pulls ahead of the pack.
Yeah, we've got to be fair and give them some time. Like, you don't suddenly have an incredible Tier 1 team after like 2 weeks of practice. But so I'm not judging it based on the play we've seen, because I don't feel like it's fair to do yet. It's fair to do in a few weeks or maybe a month or two. But just the raw talent and the composition of the teams, like how they're going to work together with personalities, I'm not completely sold on the teams we have right now.
I could agree with that. And does anyone else want to chime in on the power rankings?
I won't give rankings, but I'll say the one thing I do like about this shuffle is that it's including a lot of new blood, which means there's a big level of uncertainty as to what to expect as well. Like for our team, as an example, we have two new guys, and one of which, like Yuwar, obviously was hyped a bit because he's the brother of Sumail, and I think he's been playing really, really well. But it's especially for new players like Biryu as an example, and there's a couple others like Miracle from I can never remember the name of these teams. The Monkey Business, I believe, the No-Tail team.
That's the one with No-Tail.
That's Monkey Business.
Like these pub stars that haven't really been competitive before. You don't have any idea what to expect, and you cannot expect them to do anything or to be consistent at least after 2 weeks. So, and that's the unfortunate thing about the major system. I think it's a slight negative, but obviously you talked about there being a reshuffle like 4 times a year now, which is definitely going to happen. I don't know how big of a shuffle it's going to be each time. But it also gives less time for teams to mesh. Like, we've seen teams in the past take 6 months sometimes to start getting their footing. Plus, patches have a huge effect. And if this patch comes out in the next, let's say, 2 weeks, teams are going to have, what, a month until whenever the major is, which isn't that far away, to
Now, can I interject? I thought the whole point of the major system was to lock in teams so that people couldn't shuffle. Isn't that the point? Is that I thought that they had to have tight, unchanging teams to participate in the major system.
For each major. After each major, where people are pretty much assuming there will be another shuffle period, so you can trade after a major's done.
Oh, that sucks. Damn.
Well, isn't there a stipulation of some sort, like you can only change X amount of players?
Yeah, that's
what I heard. Wow. From what I heard, there's a transfer period, and you can switch 2 players. But that might have been like an earlier iteration of the whole idea of how to run this.
I was thinking the same, but I couldn't quite remember.
I'm not sure.
You might be right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was under the impression...
It's probably not finalized.
Yeah. I thought that they wanted to keep it so that the same players are on the same team, because that's one thing that esports was really lacking, was fans liking like evil geniuses when they change their goddamn roster every week. So.
Well, you've got to find the middle ground. Like, you want to have more stability, but you don't want to have it so that teams are forced to play with people they realize they really don't like. You know, you don't want to force a team to say, all right, that's your roster, you're stuck with it for the next year, have fun. You know, that's kind of shitty. But if you have just a steady team and you trade players instead of when you have, you know, like Mouse just every so often just picks up a new random team, it's a kind of a different vibe when the teams actually are trading. I think that does create some more stability. I'm curious to see how the whole substitute system works out, because now that you have to, I guess you have the option to add, are you required to have substitutes on your lineup, or is it just an option?
We don't have any.
Okay.
You could have.
I'm
you can
noticing,
have up to 2.
Hey, I would have loved to have Slacks as my 6. I'm not
How is SUNSfan not at least a substitute on Team SUNSfan?
Dude, come on.
You could have SUNSfan and Slacks as 6 and 7.
Guess.
I could have, I guess. You should do it.
I think it's more... Well, that's only for the majors, right?
Yes.
And you have to assume that most players are going to get their visas because it's through Valve.
It's true.
I mean, I don't think having a sub is that big of a deal. I mean, it's really just the whole force majeure, if you will, where if something goes horribly wrong and somebody's really sick and they can't go, then you get a sub. And even if you do that, then it's like you're playing with... It's not even the same team anymore. Like, changing somebody that late into the season...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's good that they have the option, though.
Yeah, I noticed that Monkey Business has Excalibur, or Steve, as their sub. And I guess
that's a good wild card to have, that's for sure.
It's perfect for someone like that who's like a pub star, who has played at a couple events as a stand-in, but, you know, he's still young, he's still a student, so he can't commit full-time. I guess that's kind of what the sub thing is for. But I'm curious when we'll see that first time where a player gets injured or there's some visa issue or whatever, and a team is forced to use a substitute. That'll be an interesting little mini drama when it happens.
I'd be surprised if it gets used first season at all. We'll see.
Really?
The other thing is, when it comes to the majors, we don't know what the... I'm sorry if you guys mentioned this, but we don't know what the policy is in terms of flying people out. But at TI, each team has, I think it's 7 slots, so they have the 5 players, and then they can bring a coach and a manager, or, you know, they have like 2 additional slots at their disposals to bring in people together with their team for the event. That's where I'm thinking, having a sub like that, if you have an empty slot anyway, it's basically, you can have someone there just to have a second opinion. You know, if they're actually doing absolutely nothing, just be there to, you know, have a good time, hang out, maybe keep the morale higher if it's one of your good friends, stuff like that. So maybe that's what some of the subs are going to do as well. Just not only like be a substitute for games, but also be a little bit of just a nice guy to be around to help your team stay focused.
I assume they pay for like 7 or 8 people to fly, regardless of who they are. Like the team chooses. So I don't know if it's the subs per se.
Oh, that's true. You might not have to have them on. Yeah,
but I would assume
right,
like the subs would, like if you're gonna put somebody as a sub, you'd want them to come in all likelihood. But I guess it depends from team to team.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of the sub if you never even get to bring them to events so they can work with the team.
It's the best job in esports. It's absolutely the best job in esports.
What, being a second-string player?
Yes, you get paid to go to every tournament. You just sit there and watch fucking Dota. They're never gonna use you. fly all around the world, chill out all day, and then you get to be like on a sick team. I would do that in a heartbeat.
You can't pay for rent by being a sub.
Flex, I don't think those people achieve to be number 2, like that, or strive to be number 2. That's not, the players don't think, oh, we got second, that's pretty good. They think, fuck, we didn't get first. I can't imagine that mentality would translate to, well, that was fun to watch, guys. The bench is really warm. I had a great time.
Well, then how did Cloud9 exist for like 3 years, bro?
What do you mean?
People didn't aspire to be number 2. How did their team...
Notice how they're not a team anymore, For fuck's sake.
Hey!
Hey! What do you guys think about the new Fnatic? It was cool to see Black staying in the Asian region, though moving from China to SEA.
From what I've heard, Chris is doing a really good job.
Yeah, I saw BTS tweeting about him looking good, though I didn't watch the games.
I think it's really good for Dota if there's at least 1 or 2 players from the Philippines that are doing very well, because that region is absolutely huge, but their success as far as teams go, apart from Rave's good run at DAC, has been pretty lackluster. So it's really good if they have someone to look up to, because it means a lot of growth for a game. It's absolutely crazy. I think people don't understand how big the Philippines are in this game.
Oh, I do.
It's absurd.
In terms of player base, like if you have any sort of Facebook interaction, which obviously Dota Cinema or my page and whatnot, and if you go and look at the demography, the amount of Filipinos that are watching is absolutely incredible. Like, it's really, really big.
Yeah.
I think the major hurdle for them is just their internet, honestly. Like,
yeah.
the whole culture, and this is Nikki's voice basically being going through me, but since I didn't know anything about it, but yeah, okay. It's one of those cultures that plays in LAN centers constantly, right? And then the internet just sucks.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's quite as bad as Australia. Australia's is like just. I feel really bad for them. Their infrastructure is the worst that I know of.
Well, at least their server's kind of near the Philippines. For Australia, you're stuck in the pool of Australians. I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere. You're on a big island.
Well, Australia has its own servers now, right? Pretty sure.
But they suck because they're so, like, the population is so low that the competition is, if you're like a 5K plus player, you just get queued up with a bunch of peons, and it's just 2 really good players smacking each other in mid while everybody else feeds. That's what I've been told, at least.
Bunch of peons. That's good. I like that.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, Southeast Asia is crazy in general in terms of Dota. Like, when I went to Major All-Stars in Malaysia, I was blown away by the fandom. You go to TI and people are excited to meet you and they want autographs, but that was my first experience meeting legit fangirls that will walk up to you like with a little notebook, like trembling, too afraid to say hello or ask you for an autograph. That was a weird experience for me.
They were scared of the dreads, I think.
Damn.
Was that inappropriate? Maybe?
No, I don't. I'm trying to remember if I had dreads during Major All-Stars. I don't think I did post dreads.
Okay. I was hoping for a reaction from you, and you were just being dead silent. So I was like, shit.
So rude.
Shit, I immediately regret my decision. I made a mistake.
Hurt my feelings.
I got a question. OD, when Zyori said it was the first time that a fangirl came up to him holding a notebook, you had this laugh. Does this happen a lot to you? You're like,
Oh yeah,
that's
that happens all the time to me. I think we had a few girls come up. I did sign a girl's chest. That was something off the bucket list. I got told off though by the girlfriend for that.
I did sign a guy's chest, so I guess we drew.
There you go.
I mean,
I've signed multiple guys' chests, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, only pride.
I signed one girl's chest, and Nikki took the picture.
All right,
that was TI 3.
That's
that was
bonus
a while ago.
points.
I signed a restraining order last TI. So.
I think the weirdest thing I've ever signed was an Xbox
cosplay.
controller.
From chest to Xbox controller, huh?
Xbox controller. I don't think they knew who I was. They're just like, hey, you should sign my controller. Like, I don't own an Xbox. Why do you...
It's something to sign, alright?
I just signed it and moved on with my life.
You don't own an Xbox? Come on. I see your GameCubes there, OD. Look at that
Me?
shit.
Yeah, I've got an Xbox.
You got Wind Waker back there, bro?
Oh, we got what?
You got Wind Waker back there, bro?
I do, yes. On Wii U and on GameCube.
Sorry.
Owen, why do you have 2 GameCubes?
Everyone keeps asking why. Yeah, the reason I've got 2 GameCubes is I've got 2 GameCubes, 2 LAN adapters, 2 copies of Double Dash, 8 controllers, plug them together, hook them up, 2 TVs, 8-player Mario Kart
And then you
with
play by
7
yourself.
mates in the
Why?
room, all on the
Why
same
though?
course.
What?
And then we what?
I said
Then
you,
you
then you
play
play
by
by
yourself.
yourself with the 7 controllers next to you.
You invite
No, no,
Wakey
no.
Pixel,
It's
and
good.
then you both
You have-
cry.
Yeah, you have people come over that often that having
Yeah.
8 that's legit. That's
Dude,
legit.
if you got this setup, everyone wants to come around your house every night. Yeah. No,
Yeah, yeah.
it's something to do at the weekend. You do it with have a few drinks, you know, the whole kind of, you know, you lose a race. Oh no, you win a race, you take a shot. So then the best player kind of slowly gets worse at the game. Or if not, they just get incredibly plastered. But it's a lot of fun. It's quite hard to get out your hands on now because the LAN adapters are pretty rare, and Double Dash is kind of expensive because it's one of those games, you know, obviously they don't make it anymore, so you've got to try and find a good price.
Wait, okay, what the hell? So I just got a tweet, and I just checked it, and it looks right. Got it 1 minute ago from Matze he's a very old school German Dota player. He says that Magic Heart Dota's YouTube channel got closed down.
Really?
It's actually suspended. When you click on the link to his YouTube channel, it says this account has been suspended because of one or multiple. Okay, I have it in Danish, so I'm not sure how exactly to translate it, but it's basically breached the policy of YouTube against spam, hazard gaming, or misleading content.
Oh shit, I got some stuff I gotta do. I'll be right back.
He's got to
Are
take
those
some stuff off his
copyrights?
YouTube channel.
New from UA, login!
So Magikarp's YouTube actually got shut down. That's
This is going to be
pretty
a Stu
crazy.
question, especially coming from me, but who is that? I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
I've been trying to figure it out through context clues. Is he like Noob from UA, or is
He's
he
a
something
he's
different?
a noob from UA meets Nigma No Name. He's a memer. He's one of us. One of me.
Is he, do you know what
that's what I'm asking,
nationality
so-
he is?
No, I don't know. What?
So are these
what am I-
strikes copyright related, or is it because his content was too shitty, like it was too spammy, or?
No, then
Your YouTube account has been shut down. Reason shitty content. How is Slacks' channel still up?
That's a good point.
Too shitty.
All right, fair
Banned.
enough.
Oh god, that would be awesome though. Imagine. That would be like an accomplishment. That would be the perfect accomplishment for Slacks or Nigma No Name would be to get your channel shut down. Too much shit.
I think I already have one of those. I'm actually one of the only people who applied for G2A sponsorship and got denied. They watched the stream and they're like, no.
Wait, is that true?
That's real.
Oh
I got
my
offered
God.
a sponsorship from G2A. Well, we went in, and then I posted it up there. I had the little logo, and my chat's just ripping into them, and I'm like, why? What's wrong with them? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fucking shitty. These guys are thieves. This is horrible. And then, like, they were in there. And then they were like, no.
Alright, next time we turn them down, I'll pass them your way, Slacks. How about that?
Yeah, can we
like
just
a
next
year
time
annual
they
thing.
they want to talk to us? All right, let us get our agent on the horn. We call up Slacks, and you'll do the bidding.
Hey, guys.
Is there a chance that we ever work with G2A? I know Shannon is adamantly against them, though I don't even know why. He just is trying to get the free karma.
Yeah, it's all about the karma. I don't know. It's way too sketchy. I don't feel comfortable putting
Did
a
they
sponsor
threaten your
that
sister
I...
or something?
There's
What do you
never
mean
been
sketchy?
anything... I've never really had any direct relations with them at all. But I mean, if I'll say this: if they ever sponsor Moonduck, it's because they're paying us an assload of money, like way more than a normal person would get.
You can make
I'll
that
sell
into
out
a...
at some point, I'm sure.
Rich burnt.
Okay.
If they pay us
so,
$1 million, I'll do it. Fuck.
Fuck it.
I'll sell out for that shit.
That's one thing a
Jesus,
lot of
alright.
people don't understand about esports. We're ready to sell out at a fucking drop of a hat. If somebody gives me $100 right now, I'll say Moonduck is the worst shit.
Alright, I'll give you $500 to lick your dog's butthole.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Got me 1,000, bro. Fuck, that was.
I'll
such
pay
a meta
500
burn.
up front, 500
God
after.
Damn, dude.
Did
know
you
about
just
that?
not think that there was any way somebody would actually donate that amount of money to see you lick a poop shoot? Because
I'm gonna
that
be
seems
real
like a
with
good
you.
deal.
Most people just read the title of the thread and assume that I did it. So I should have
Well, I
just
did.
done it. People come in there like, "How was that butthole?" And I'm like, "I didn't even do it." And they could have had the same reaction, and I would have had $1,000. So I fucked up. I literally should have done it.
You missed an opportunity to just get a fake dog, get some camera angle magic, get a little chocolate pudding on your face, and
All right,
you
this
could've-
actually brings up a really good question for you, Slacks. People
What's up?
get asked this all the time. I don't know where it came from, but would you rather everybody thinks you fucked a goat, but you didn't?
This is my question, you piece of shit. I asked you.
All right, you
So now
ask
you answer
yourself
it.
the question now. Yes.
I've already told you 100 times. All right, Owen, have we
What?
asked you this question before?
Wait, what
Alright,
is-
so far the question is, would you rather fuck a
No, no.
goat? I'm,
Owen, the
Do
question.
I get the second part?
Are you ready for this? Here you go. Would you fuck a goat and nobody ever knows? It's between you and the goat. Nobody knows ever. Or would you not fuck a goat, but everybody thinks that you did? Like Steven Spielberg comes out with a movie and it says ODPixel goat fucker. Like you walk down the street and children goes, Mom, it's the goat fucker. ODPixel. Which one would you rather have?
I definitely fuck the goat.
I think you'd go with the first one, wouldn't you?
Fuck the goat!
You've just
I'd
fucked the goat.
100% fuck the goat. Nobody
Because
would ever
then
know.
no one's gonna know. It's
Except for
I
the
just
goat.
said
Now
that's a
here's the
no-brainer.
stipulation though.
Except for the goat.
What's the issue here?
The
Let's see
issue
why this
is
a hard question.
the goat fucks you.
Oh, there you go.
Get fucked by the
How
goat.
big is a goat dick?
It's not that big, I'm sure.
Asking the important questions here.
I mean,
Just
this
Google it
is
real
a
quick, bro.
big factor here.
Get your search history.
I don't really want to Google
I'm not
goat dick.
searching for that on the NIP computers. So that's on you
Incognito,
guys.
bro. Incognito. Go.
Thanks for borrowing me your gaming room. How
Goat
big
dick.
is a goat dick?
Go on Yahoo Answers and be like, how big are goat dick? Just wait for the reply. Ask FM. It's great for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what'd you
should
do it?
start one.
Goat dick? You would take the
Well,
sexy
if
goat?
no one, well, yeah. I mean, if the other one is that everyone thinks you fucked a goat, then that's worse, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
people do that for free, for God's sake. I mean, must not be that bad, right?
I
I'm
don't
half
I've never
Middle
had a
Eastern.
goat
I should
fucker,
know.
So I don't know.
Jesus.
Is anybody here
Just,
from New
you know,
Zealand?
Sorry,
Sorry, New Zealanders!
That's good. That's good stuff.
I met the
All
goat
right.
simulator guys. I should have brought this up to them. You guys ever considered any, like goat sex in the game, the simulation? Now, how big are they exactly? If only I had known, guys. I missed my opportunity.
Why did you suggest that?
No, I'm saying I should have.
Oh,
If I had
Asking why you
known,
did.
it would have been a
I love
great
this goat
conversation
simulator
starter.
game. If only I could have some incestual goat-on-goat action. That would make it a Class A title for me.
they don't have
Let
to
me
be
get in
incestuous
contact with
goat
developers.
fucks.
Can we have a bit more goat dick?
I'm up
I mean,
for
you're
that.
not going to do that.
I mean, the guys seem pretty cool. The one guy had dreads. I don't know. What are you
Dreads,
gonna do?
man. Once I always sees a dreads guy, he's like, oh yeah.
I
One of
mean,
me.
I know we're on the level. I know that we can talk about.
Is
goat
that when you
fucking
take
and
out
we're
a
not gonna
picture
tell
out of your
anyone.
wallet and show them what you used to look like?
Okay, this used to be me. You know, I have a problem now with my ID that I moved back to New Jersey because it's a California ID and I have long hair in the picture. Everybody thinks it's fake. It's easier for me to buy alcohol in Europe with my American ID than it is for me to buy alcohol in New Jersey.
It's like the McLovin ID, basically, right?
Yeah, that's how different I look. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's on the other side of the country. My passport's the same. People look at me and go, is that you? What happened to your hair? And I have to tell the whole fucking story about it.
I cut it. The end. How much do you have to say?
Oh, such a
Then they give you that
stressful,
look
such a
like-
hard story to tell.
The
Still,
year
it's a
was 2013. Don't you still have that, Zyori? You kept it, right?
They might have gotten lost in the move. I don't know. I literally just started throwing things in my car. I hope they were in a box.
They're still in the
should've-
BTS house.
I should have hid them in the BTS house. Just put them like under the carpet somewhere.
Put it in a
Take-
pillow. It's like the most uncomfortable pillow of all time.
I did leave a pink backpack there that Gods took. I should have just left the dreads in the backpack.
One day, Coddle Guy's gonna come out of his room and he'll be talking like Zyori. He'll have Zyori's dreads on. Hey
It's a good
guys,
cosplay. Yeah.
anybody got any leggings in this house? It's got them.
That would be good.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Wow, this magic card thing is actually on Reddit. This is real. That's crazy. It happened during our
It's
show.
only real if it's on Reddit.
I was about to say. All right.
Well, there's a little bit of
on
truth to
Reddit.
that. I'll
It's
be-
real.
I'm a real boy. I made it on Reddit. Oh, God. All right. Have anything else to talk about aside from DC versus Cloud9 rivalry, question mark? Shannon, is there a rivalry brewing here?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you can. They crapped on us, right? It was 5-0, and then they knocked us out of Nanyang. Then we knocked out of ESL. I think a lot of these teams, obviously, the top spot is EG, right? That's going to be the rivalries, and this one in particular,
Right.
DC versus EG. Even though I'm pretty sure EG would probably beat us right now, but since it's very early on for us, that's like the organic rivalry, I guess you could call it. Since obviously you have Sumail's brother. You have AUI, who used to be on EG. You have Bulba, who used to be the coach of EG. And just the team as
yeah.
a whole was kind of based off of EG in general, right? Like the whole format, or the model, if you will.
What does that
that's-
mean?
Well, you
Based
have
off
like
EG?
you have like the
Are you
Indian
Alex Garfield? Is
offlaner.
that- Are you putting yourself on the Garfield pedestal here?
No.
Is that what
Like,
you're trying to
the
say?
team was created in that model because they won TI, so You should try to.
Don't do this, SUNSfan.
What? You have the Indian offlaner.
Don't do this, SUNSfan.
You have the Pakistani mid, who are actually brothers.
Whoa! I didn't realize we were going down this rabbit hole.
Well, if you want me to discuss this, I mean, I'm telling you how it is. You know, it's all.
Our team is made up of the same nationalities as their team.
No, it's the same. It's a similar play style, but they need to. I think that's their issue. They need to find their own identity at this point. But to answer your question, it's too early to tell about rivalries, I think.
Okay. How does it feel to be a team owner? Do you feel powerful? Do you sit in your chair and just twist your mustache and plot against the world? I wish I had a mustache, but I can't.
Well, it is called Team SUNSfan, so it's great. You know?
Yeah, does that make you feel? Can I ask you
what
the deal
transition.
is with that video? Like, who proofed that and thought that was a good idea? Was that intentionally like, all right, we're going to make a meme about this being Team SUNSfan, or did you just look at that? Is your ego so big that you looked at that and thought, no, this is appropriate. I should be half of the video as the guy that sits there behind the scenes.
It was all by design. It worked out in everybody's favor. I take the hit for the team. The team gets more exposure, right? That's the whole idea.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but I'll take it.
Well, that's the story I'm sticking with.
If it's on Reddit in 5 minutes, Zyori will believe it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly.
I can make a Reddit post right now. Oh, it turns out it's on Reddit. I guess it was true.
Well, that's cool. So it's been fun so far, huh? Any big bottlenecks? What's been the hardest part about being a team owner?
Having little control over what the team does, I guess, like in game. I don't know, it's something I have to get used to. I've been sitting in their team speak, listening in like a creeper when they play. It's actually really cool because like at the summit, I would do some adminning with Nikki and a few other people like Ryu. And I think it's like the coolest experience to just listen to a team play and watch them in that case. But in this case, obviously, I'm just listening to them on the internet. But it's very like you learn a lot, actually, I would say. And you learn a lot about the team, and I think the more important thing is for me to like learn about the players as people, as opposed to just the players from afar, if that makes sense. So I watch the stream muted, and I'm hearing what's happening 2 minutes ahead of time, and then I see it in game. It's pretty cool. It'll take some time to get used to because I don't get to hear the hype casting or anything like that, but can't complain.
That's cool. Awesome.
Would any of you guys be the manager for Team Porn?
Don't they have a manager?
They're working on it.
Are they hiring a manager?
Owen, what do you think?
Which team?
Team YouPorn?
Oh, YouPorn. They don't have a manager.
Team White.
There's no coach. He doesn't want to be in it. What do you think, Owen? Team YouPorn
Who's in the team? It's not people that people have heard of.
I'm actually 99% sure there is a manager already.
I kind of want to pull up their website, but I'm scared.
What does the manager of Team YouPorn do?
I think you know.
I think it's in the name, Sin.
Okay.
You're the oil boy.
Not that kind of voice.
I shouldn't have asked, guys.
They're playing? Oh, Jesus. I would do it.
I don't know. Part of me thinks it's cool that YouPorn has an esports team, and part of me thinks, what the fuck? Why does a porn site have an esports team? I don't know. I go back and forth on whether or not
Didn't they have a team before? And then they just didn't do anything.
Well, they have a couple
I swear this all
players.
happened before. They were all like, "Oh, we're going to sponsor." And it's all a marketing thing. And I mean, they've got a team now, but whether the team's actually going to do anything at a decent level is a question.
It's hard to say though. We don't know what teams they were talking to. Maybe they were trying to pick up Secret. They were in talks, and then Secret realized we don't want to have boobs on our T-shirt.
Oh, you won't take a free subscription to YouPorn? Okay, next team. Fuck it.
But
I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters.
To YouPorn? Is it not just all free?
I used to know.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't frequent YouPorn so much.
No, it's not my one of choice. No.
No, all these sites have some pay model to some degree.
There's always a way to give them money if you want to. That's for sure.
But I think the whole idea of YouPorn having a team, I don't think it's a big deal either way. I mean, sure, you can look at it as a marketing thing, but who cares? If they're good, they're good. It's called Team YP. Like.
Yeah.
I don't see a big deal at all.
Wait, so what's the exact roster? Is it on there?
Yeah, but
it wasn't on their website last I looked.
You won't have heard of the players.
Like, how do you announce that you're working with a team and not list your players anywhere?
Oh no, they do.
I did that.
On the thing, it did.
I was thinking it when I said it, and I was like, we've talked enough about this, but I don't mind. We can do some more. I feel like it's weird that the Spanish team that they had first and announced I didn't ever see play a single official match, I think.
Yeah,
and they were announced better than this one.
But it's Lolquop, right? That's the guy that's been on both teams, I believe.
Is he on this one too? I thought this team is American, isn't it?
No.
No?
Are they?
I really don't know.
I don't think it was an American team that picked up.
I read their press release, and it didn't list the players in the team, so I didn't know what to make of that.
I swear I looked at something and had the team name, and I was like, not heard of these guys.
I put a good 5 minutes of effort into trying to figure out who was on it, and then gave up and moved on with my life. And then I went back to Pornhub.
All right.
The slam. Their Instagram is weird. It's just one girl posing in the YouPorn jersey. I don't even think she plays. It's just some random YouPorn girl. I don't get it.
I get it.
So there's no photos of their players. You can't. Can someone? Okay, I'm gonna try to find their list of players.
Tattoos wearing a
it's been posted
jersey.
in Twitch chat. We got in the link there.
All right, if it's been posted in Twitch chat, it's legit. Where is it? Oh, there.
No, it's a link to the technical page. Yeah, so I mean, who are these guys? I mean, none of these guys.
Yeah, so it is an American roster, or at least an NA roster.
Yeah, it's NA.
So supposedly this guy, I think this guy SUNSfan is at least pretty good.
I feel like I've seen him stand in on a team.
I think Blitz talked about 11 and SUNSfan when we talked about these players or something. So like these players are actually, from what I know, pretty decent American players. Huh? What's that?
Lolquop is on the team, right?
That's the former roster.
He's on the former team.
Oh, did you just click on? He's on the Smash team. Is that what you just clicked on, Pimp?
They have other Smash players. They have. They sponsor.
I saw Lolquop listed on the site. What is his role?
Like
that's the old Dota 2 roster.
Yeah, I don't know. He's looking at the old thing. He's looking at the old team. He's not looking at the new team.
It's on the official website.
Like,
I don't know.
Great job.
Well, yeah, that's it's. I mean, that just goes to show. A bit of a joke.
They qualified for something. I don't know what it was.
I'm curious to see them play. I just hope that this team actually gets to play, so that.
I think they already have played. They played against Root Gaming a couple of days ago.
How'd they go?
I don't know what the result was, though. I just saw someone mentioned it.
Who's even on Root Gaming right now? That's another one of those teams that every time I look at them, they have a totally different roster.
Is that the Monkeys Forever team?
Oh, that's the team that. Yeah, WOG is on it. Okay, yeah, I know.
WOG is on Team YouPorn? What?
No, idiot.
Just kidding.
Yeah, Team YouPorn lost to Root Gaming. In ESL New York, they lost. 2-0.
Okay.
2-0? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like stomps or?
Well,
are you in that Dota?
I'm having a look on the old Gosu site.
Are you having a look?
I'm having a look. Let's have a look.
I'm having a giggle. Let me have a look here. Team directory.
Some next level analysis here for Team YouPorn.
Okay,
it's the most coverage they've ever gotten in any capacity.
Well, this is it. I mean, this is the brand working for them. You know, they've got people talking about it, even though their team.
You say brown working?
Brand.
Brand. Oh, okay.
Brand.
I prefer brown.
Brand.
Brown. That's a
Brand.
How could you even possibly think that's what you said?
Brown working.
All right, it's not listed on that Dota. That
I would really like it if they announced the team on YouPorn itself.
What, in a video?
That would be one hell of an
as actors
Why is
in the
that
video.
Dude, you know how much traffic they get?
Check out this awesome Dota 2 team.
Yeah, it transcends boundaries. It's great. It's good. See, that's what I would do if I was the owner. That's the issue. That's
oh my god.
SUNSfan presents wow.
I love it.
All right,
I love
we
it
spent
already.
more time on this horrible ass topic than
guys,
anything
we're
else.
out of topics, and we're about out of time. We got to wrap this baby up. We're
Wrap
gonna
it
take a break, and then we got to come back with our pre-show for the tournament. I've got to move. Apparently, somebody's playing in here, so I'm fucking up everything.
Get fucked,
this is,
son.
I know. It's all bad. It's all very, very bad. So this was fun. We're gonna do this more often. Thursday is the day, so time to be determined based on what Slacks feels like doing.
What?
But this was
Not
fun.
7 in the morning next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's hard. First world problems. Oh, and you've been a little quiet. You can have the last word. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm just waiting for the tournament. I came here to cast and talk about Dota, and I'm waiting for that, and that's going to be right around
I
can't wait to actually talk about Dota after this podcast. So, did you say when the pre-show is, Andrew? Because else you should.
I did not. So the pre-show starts at about 25 minutes, folks. The plan is to start the pre-show about half an hour before the first series begins. It'll be 4 ASC versus 4 CL. That's the Anchors and Sea Captain going up against the Clovers and Leprechauns. That'll be the first best of 3 for elimination mode. And in the pre-show, yeah, we're going to talk about all the details. Slacks is going to break it down, get into the nitty-gritty, and tell us the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, he's going to tell us that Captain's Draft is the normal mode that people play.
No, I just said Captain's Draft sucked. I didn't say it was the normal mode.
No, you implied it.
I didn't imply that.
He was too lazy to change it. That's the truth, folks.
Might be. Every time I submit, tell you a story about SUNSfan. Anytime I ever give this motherfucker anything, he's like, well, you kind of sounded like you weren't that excited on minute 2, so I need you to redo the entire movie.
That is a complete lie. You're never not excited
Fails of the week. The new picture for Fails of the Week. Send it in. And he says, it's a Centaur and Omni Knight, and he says, Centaur's not wearing my set. Can you redo that? So we redo it. Centaur's got like a face, like he's excited and happy to be on Fails of the Week. And he says, he's not wearing the helmet of the set. I need that again.
My set. What do you want
And
from
I'm
me?
like, if you put a helmet on Centaur, he's got no facial expressions. And
I hate his face.
I don't care about his face. I want my helmet. Put his helmet on.
Yes, that's how I sounded.
Yeah.
You guys are like an old married couple.
That's how Shannon talks whenever he's not online.
This is a really good outro. Thanks for watching. See you guys at 5:30.
Great segue, Slacks, as always, bro.
Alright.
Half an hour, and we're coming back. We don't have any outro music, so... Bye.
Put this on. I'm gonna share it.
No, not that, Cinder, please.
Yeah, put this on. I put it in the chat.
I'm not doing it. Nope.
Put it on.
Nope.
Pimp. What the?
You're getting muted now.
What's your
Sweet.
I faked I got muted, but I actually just cut myself off.
Hey!
Okay.
Alright, bye-bye, friends.
Bye.